The era of coal is almost over, and nowadays our vehicles, what do they use? You all know petrol and diesel. These are the two products which are being used for running the automobiles, and of course now also CNG. Now from where do we get these substances? What is the source? The source is petroleum. Petra means rocks, so it is oil from rocks. Imagine, we have been able to extract oil even from rocks. And interestingly enough, petroleum is extracted from sea. Now how does it come in sea? You know, the aquatic organisms, when they die, their dead bodies sink and get to the bottom of the sea, and then some soil, mud, sand particles get settled over it. And as the time passes, more and more soil and clay particles keep depositing on these dead bodies. Due to high heat and high pressure, in due course of time, it changes into a liquid form, the petroleum. From petroleum only we get petrol, diesel, paraffin wax and so many things. Now I will tell you how we utilize petroleum. Another interesting thing is that, you know, if you see that there are rocks and then there is water and above that there is petroleum. Why is petroleum above water? Can you guess what floats on water? Something heavy or something light? Of course, lighter things float on top of water. So what does this show? That petroleum is lighter than water. Petroleum is the crude form of oil. It cannot be directly utilized, but it has many constituents. And let me tell you, each constituent is useful. Just like each one of you has some quality, some strength in you. Only you need to recognize that and nurture it. So similarly, the petroleum also has many constituents, and these constituents are separated. They can be separated because their boiling points and melting points are different from each other. So what we are using the method? Distillation, and this kind of distillation is called fractional distillation. Fraction means a small part. So because parts are being removed by evaporation and condensation, it is called fractional distillation. And the process is called refining of petroleum. Refining of petroleum, and because this process is taking place in special places which are called refineries. Now what are the constituents? First constituent, which is in gaseous form, is LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, and we all know it is being used as fuel in homes and industries. Next product is petrol. Petrol is used in automobiles, light vehicles like car, scooter, motorcycle. It is also used for dry cleaning. Before we had LPG and after coal, what we started using as fuel at homes? Kerosene oil. Even now in some parts of India and some people use kerosene oil. It is also used for lamps. You know, there used to be those lanterns, and these lanterns burnt with the help of kerosene oil. Kerosene oil is not such an ancient thing. It is also used in jet planes. So it is used as fuel in lamps and jet planes. Then comes diesel. Diesel is used in heavy vehicles. Petrol is also used in aeroplanes. Lubricating oil, obviously it is being used for lubrication. When two surfaces are very hard and they rub against each other, it causes lot of friction and there is more wear and tear. So, when we want to reduce that friction, then we use lubricating oil. So, in machine parts we use lubricating oil. Have you ever seen your mother oiling her sewing machine? That is for this purpose only, because by oiling the friction is less and the parts can be maintained for a much longer time. Then there is paraffin wax. Paraffin wax is used in candles, in ointments and in Vaseline. These days we have moisturizers and such things, but in olden times we used Vaseline, especially for heels. It is very good, let me tell you. And then the bitumen, which is being used for road surface. In 1859, in Pennsylvania, in USA, first oil well was struck, and that changed the face of the world. It created history. And 8 years later, in 1867, India was the one which had its first oil well, and it was in Makam in Assam. And today we have petroleum resources in Mumbai High, Assam, Gujarat, river basin of Godavari and Krishna.